Now welcome to a review of the 7th episode of The Penguin on Max.
We've come so far.
Have we?
Yes.
Well, let's kick off the review then with your thoughts on this episode.
I love that even though we thought we knew Penguin as a character, we thought we knew who Oz was, they gave us a flash to his childhood.
It always gets worse.
It's so
That's
bizarre.
what I've learned about this show.
He loved his
worse.
mother. He wanted his mother's attention.
So bad.
And then you find out that he inadvertently killed his brothers.
I don't know that it's 100% inadvertently is the problem.
Did he really think that was going to flood and that they couldn't get the door open?
No, but I think there's this part of him that when he closes that door, he just wants them to be gone. Now, he doesn't think they're going to die. He doesn't try to kill them, but you could tell early on when he's spending time with his mom, and then the other two brothers come in, and he's kind of like, oh, you're taking my time.
my attention, yeah.
Yeah. So when he shuts the door, it's like him shutting them away because he doesn't want them around.
It's the burden of the middle
and he's
child,
mad.
man.
Yeah, I was a youngest child, but...
It's the burden of the middle.
You were a middle child. You had two middle children. The older of the middle children with 4.
I was middle the longest.
But anyway, he didn't try to kill them. But I don't know that he was as sad as you might think after he had realized what happened.
But what a weird situation he got put in. You know, I mean, his mother broke down. We saw that. And then she broke so badly, she's putting now all this pressure on him that because the brothers are gone, you have to be, you're my everything now. You have to do
everything. You got to give me that house and the penthouse.
Everything that I deserve, you have to get for me.
Yeah, that sucks. It's a lot of pressure for like a 10-year-old kid. And then I liked how, we see him trying to get her to eat and she's depressed and then she comes out and let's go dancing. And it's like, yep, that all ties back to the previous story.
Yeah, it does all tie in. I mean, it sucks that Sophia's now got her hands on his mother.
Yeah, I loved that interaction between those two. Mm-hmm. Penguin's mother is a feisty woman.
Oh, yeah.
I think she would have made me cry.
Frances would have a field. She'd chews you up and spits you out.
Yeah, she would have. If I had kidnapped her for whatever reason and I was trying to get under her skin, she would have just made me cry and leave the room. I can't handle that. She's just too good.
She's a phenomenal character. I'm curious to see where they're going to go. I mean, Salvatore Moroni.
Oh my God. Heart attack.
Had a heart attack.
I love how pissed Penguin was. Like, I wanted to beat you and you just go and die.
So he's just like, I beat you. Yeah. I beat you. And
I loved it.
And then he had to shoot him and like throw him out like,
well, yeah,
I killed him.
I killed him. You don't want to be like, well, he had a heart attack. He was beating the crap out of me until he had a heart attack. Yeah.
It was a little too much for him today.
Yeah.
Grandpa needed to sit down and...
But it's so funny because like he was kind of losing that fight, and then he dies and he's angry because like I wanted to beat you even though I probably had my life saved by you having the heart attack.
Yeah, and then I worry because he continuously underestimates Sophia. Penguin's always in this position where everyone underestimates him, and that's how he comes out on top.
Yeah.
He's underestimating Sophia, and he underestimates her, and now his whole operation down there.
But she underestimates him as well. She thought, oh, Moroni's got him.
I don't think she does anymore.
Well, no, not after he called. It's like, hey, Moroni's dead. I'm coming for you next. Or my mom, basically. Mm-hmm. Or I'll make a deal with you, which is just going to be a trap, which she turns the tables on him, like you said, underestimating perhaps, and blows everything up.
Yep. The whole operation has most likely been destroyed, and now they've got him again.
But
boy.
I think my one problem with the big explosion is, where's Batman? Come on. You just blew up a bunch of innocent people. If he knew this was some kind of crime related.
Well, if Sophia's as smart as she thinks she is, why not stage something in a different part of Gotham to draw the bat away?
Sure. But you know what I'm saying.
Maybe he's still busy working for UNICEF. I don't know. He's doing his part.
Speaking of, and before we can move on too far, I like that Penguin said the same thing. Like, I got you. That's what he said in the Batman movie too when he thought he blew up Batman. I don't know.
I got you, yeah.
I like the little connection there.
Yeah, because that's who he is, and they just kept it going, which is kind of a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Do you think Victor comes through for Oz? Do you think he goes and do you think that the Triad and all the other little gangs listen? Do you think they all come guns blazing to go take out Sophia at her manor?
What is amazing right now is it could go any which way. Where if this was, say, speaking of Batman, if Batman showed up in this episode, we know Batman would have figured things out and won in the end. We don't know if Penguin wins. We don't know if Sophia wins. We don't know if it's a draw. We don't know if nobody wins. Mm-hmm. That's because everybody's a villain. And we don't know what the next movie is going to entail. Is Joker going to be the big villain after being teased at the end of the last movie?
Could Penguin somehow be the big bad of the next
That's what I'm saying.
thing,
Are we setting up Penguin to be the big bad, or are we setting up Sophia to be the big bad? Or, again, will the kind of feud continue into the movie? Could go any way, which is why it's so fascinating.
It'll be interesting in the movie if they reference things like the new drug in Gotham, Blitz.
I got to imagine there will be connections, but will it be Penguin as the villain, or Sophia, or
we just have the bad have to work through them as a source of some sort?
Could be too. Could be some kind of big surprise happens in this final episode that sets up the movie where we're like, oh, there was another player, there was something else the whole time. Who knows?
I mean, the things like the triads, these small gangs have always been a big part of what goes on in Gotham, and with Penguin uniting so many of these small gangs to take over Gotham, we could see a lot of change in the city by the time we get the next movie.
Well, that's what I think. I mean, I think this is clearly setting up the landscape of the next movie, the criminal landscape, what the underworld looks like. We're going to have that fleshed out by the end of that next episode. So when the Batman 2 begins, we're like, we already know what is going on beneath the surface here.
Because it's interesting because, like all type of gang things, these big guys, they did have all the power, the Falcons and the Maronis. They owned and they managed everything. Without the overseers of the gangs, these little gangs fighting for power could be even worse than the system that was set up by the big gangs. I think
it is, I think the big gangs, in their own way, keep peace among the little gangs. As we heard, like, they can't fight them on their own, so, and they're not getting along with each other, so the little gangs have always just kind of had to abide by the big fish. Now the big fish are gone, and the little fish are going to swim about and cause some problems, I'm sure.
But what's crazy is this next episode, how this plays out is all going to come down to Victor.
Yeah,
Victor was Penguin's trump card. Oz sent him. I know I keep going back and forth from Oz and Penguin a lot, but sorry. But Oz gave him a mission. Kinda. Go out, get those gangs, get the people who are his golden summit. You bring them here. You bring them to the manor. We're fighting this out. But where are they? He wasn't able to get a hold of Victor. He probably wanted to bring the gangs to this little ambush he was setting up for Sophia that didn't work out. How is this going to end? It's going to be really exciting. Maybe we'll try and get the review out for that one sooner.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to do it Sunday night right after the episode. We'll see.
That would be exciting. Because we've said from week one, this has been a phenomenal show.
Oh, it's been, it just
Pretty sure Frances Cobb is not making it out of this.
No, maybe.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she was the one that killed Sophia.
Somehow. Yeah, she has a part to play beyond being a
damsel in distress.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she's not a damsel in distress.
No, she handled her business. Yeah.
But I want to see Oz give her everything she wanted.
I don't think she gets a happy ending.
To take out Sophia and to give her here's what you always wanted, Ma. This is the house I like how she insulted the house too.
I
thought this house would be nicer. Oz always said how nice this place was. You guys afraid of color? I was like, oh.
Just a brilliant scene. Brilliant all around. Brilliantly acted, brilliantly written, just perfect. Everything about the show is just on point. I mean, 7 episodes deep, on point every episode.
And then, what happens to little Gia?
Well, she's kind of a loose end. That was another great scene, how she has to tell her, she's kind of half threatening her, half trying to comfort her. And then when she walks out of the room, she's basically having a panic attack because she's like, I'm turning her into me.
She can see herself.
Potentially, yeah. She sees what she did.
She's got this little girl locked up in this place that's no way. That's no place to put her.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the plight of the orphan, right?
But she's from a rich family.
I know, yeah.
You know? I mean, Bruce Wayne thankfully had Alfred, who somehow got to be his caregiver. I mean, Bruce wasn't old enough to be living on his own, yet he was living on his own with I don't know if Alfred was like his legal guardian at one point. I'm sure no one's giving the Hangman legal guardian.
No, yeah, that's the big problem, because if you were wondering why doesn't she just
parents had no friends who were willing to take in her daughter? No one?
Do you really have friends? You have people who are paid to be your friends or work for you and are friends. You have different kind of work friends.
That little girl has a huge inheritance sitting somewhere set aside for her? Yeah, and then who knows if she's even going to come out of this on the other end.
I don't know. I don't know if that
I wouldn't be surprised if the psychologist dude just goes, yeah, I took care of that loose end for you. I know you couldn't.
Like I said, I don't know how they do with the loose end or what.
Like I said, I could see the doctor taking care of it for her. To go, I'm in your best interest.
He'll do anything for her.
You want to talk about a simp?
Yeah, yeah. You look up the word in the dictionary.
Simp is in.
The doctor is in.
But nope, super excited for next week.
Yeah, because anything could
See
happen.
how this goes, how this ends.
I can't even predict.
This is supposed to be a limited series. Already Matt Reeves has been like, well, maybe I can figure something out. It would have to work in the story. And
yeah, don't just do it to do it.
It might not even be till after the next Batman movie.
Which is fine. So. Don't just do it to do it.
Mm-hmm. Do it the right way.
If I did have to make a prediction, the show is called The Penguin, so something tells me the Penguin is the winner. But what does that exactly mean? Who knows?
Who knows?
But for now, that is all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you thought of this 7th episode of The Penguin. Tell us who wins the big showdown next week, or what happens, or what you thought of the series so far. Whatever the case may be, leave a comment below. Let's talk some Oz, and until next time, thanks for watching.